In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 incredible scientific discoveries of the last decade. So before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. Millions of new scientific research papers are published every year, shedding light on everything from the evolution of stars to the ongoing impacts of climate change to the health benefits or deterrents of coffee to the tendency of your cat to ignore you. Number 10. Australopithecus sediba. The human family tree expanded significantly in the past decade, with fossils of new hominin species discovered in Africa and the Philippines. The decade began with the discovery and identification of Australopithecus sediba, a hominin species that lived nearly 2 million years ago in present-day South Africa. Matthew Berger, the son of paleoanthropologist Lee Berger, stumbled upon the first fossil of the species, a right clavicle, in 2008 when he was only 9 years old. Number 9. Taking measure of the cosmos black hole. An image of the environment around the black hole at the center of Messier 87, a massive galaxy in the nearby Virgo galaxy cluster. This black hole resides 55 million light-years from Earth and has a mass 6.5 billion times that of the Sun. Event Horizon Telescope collaboration. General relativity describes the universe as a fabric of spacetime that is warped by large masses. Number 8. The hottest years on record. Scientists have been predicating the effects of burning coal and fossil fuels on the temperature of the planet for over 100 years. A 1912 issue of Popular Mechanics contains an article titled Remarkable Weather of 1911. The effect of the combustion of coal on the climate, what scientists predict for the future, which has a caption that reads, "The furnaces of the world are now burning about 2 billion tons of coal a year. When this is burned, uniting with oxygen, it adds about 7 billion tons of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere yearly. This tends to make the air a more effective blanket for the Earth and to raise its temperature. The effect may be considerable in a few centuries." Number 7. Editing genes. CRISPR gene editing. The ability to modify genomes to prevent disease or change physical traits has advanced significantly in the last decade. Ever since the double helix structure of DNA was revealed in the early 1950s, scientists have hypothesized about the possibility of artificially modifying DNA to change the functions of an organism. The first approved gene therapy trial occurred in 1990, when a 4-year-old girl had her own white blood cells removed, augmented with the genes that produce an enzyme called adenosine deaminase, and then re-injected into her body to treat ADA deficiency, a genetic condition that hampers the immune system's ability to fight disease. The patient's body began producing the ADA enzyme, but new white blood cells with the corrected gene were not produced, and she had to continue receiving injections. Number 6. Mysteries of other worlds revealed. Titan and Saturn. Spacecraft and telescopes have revealed a wealth of information about worlds beyond our own in the last decade. In 2015, the New Horizons probe made a close pass of Pluto, taking the first nearby observations of the dwarf planet and its moons. The spacecraft revealed a surprisingly dynamic and active world, with icy mountains reaching up to nearly 2,000 feet and shifting plains that are no more than 10 million years old, meaning the geology is constantly changing. The fact that Pluto, which is an average of 3.7 billion miles from the Sun, about 40 times the distance of Earth, is so geologically active suggests that even cold, distant worlds could get enough energy to heat their interiors, possibly harboring subsurface liquid water or even life. Number 5. Fossilized pigments reveal the colors of dinosaurs. Dinosaur colors. The decade began with a revolution in paleontology as scientists got their first look at the true colors of dinosaurs. First, in January 2010, an analysis of melanosomes organelles that contain pigments in the fossilized feathers of Sinosauropteryx, a dinosaur that lived in China some 120 to 125 million years ago, revealed that the prehistoric creature had reddish-brown tones and stripes along its tail. Shortly after, a full-body reconstruction revealed the colors of a small feathered dinosaur that lived some 160 million years ago, Anchiornis, which had black and white feathers on its body and a striking plume of red feathers on its head. Number 4. Redefining the fundamental unit of mass. Kibble balance. In November 2018, measurement scientists around the world voted to officially change the definition of a kilogram, the fundamental unit of mass. Rather than basing the kilogram off of an object, a platinum-iridium alloy cylinder about the size of a golf ball, the new definition uses a constant of nature to set the unit of mass. The change replaced the last physical artifact used to define a unit of measure. The meter bar was replaced in 1960 by a specific number of wavelengths of radiation from krypton, for example, and later updated to define a meter according to the distance light travels in a tiny fraction of a second. Number 3. First ancient human genome sequenced ancient DNA. In 2010, scientists gained a new tool to study the ancient past and the people who inhabited it. Researchers used a hair preserved in permafrost to sequence the genome of a man who lived some 4,000 years ago in what is now Greenland, revealing the physical traits and even the blood type of a member of one of the first cultures to settle in that part of the world. The first nearly complete reconstruction of a genome from ancient DNA opened the door for anthropologists and geneticists to learn more about the cultures of the distant past than ever before. Number 2. A vaccine and new treatments to fight Ebola. This decade included the worst outbreak of Ebola virus diseases in history. The epidemic is believed to have begun with a single case of an 18-month-old boy in Guinea infected by bats in December 2013. The disease quickly spread to neighboring countries, reaching the capitals of Liberia and Sierra Leone by July 2014, providing an unprecedented opportunity for the transmission of the disease to a large number of people. Ebola virus compromises the immune system and can cause massive hemorrhaging and multiple organ failure. 2.5 years after the initial case, more than 28,600 people had been infected, resulting in at least 11,325 deaths, according to the CDC. Number 1. CERN detects the Higgs boson. Higgs boson. Over the past several decades, physicists have worked tirelessly to model the workings of the universe, developing what is known as the Standard Model. This model describes 4 basic interactions of matter, known as the fundamental forces. 2 are familiar in everyday life: the gravitational force and the electromagnetic force. The other 2, however, only exert their influence inside the nuclei of atoms: the strong nuclear force and the weak nuclear force. Part of the Standard Model says that there is a universal quantum field that interacts with particles, giving them their masses. In the 1960s, theoretical physicists including Francois Englert and Peter Higgs described this field and its role in the Standard Model. It became known as the Higgs field, and according to the laws of quantum mechanics, all such fundamental fields should have an associated particle, which came to be known as the Higgs boson. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and wanted to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.